Good morning, dear hearts. We are on lesson 110. I'm so excited. I love this lesson. I am as God created me. It is the second time that we have encountered this lesson in our workbook studies. The first time was lesson 94, and then it was described and given to us as a great stride, a giant stride. And today it's a great advance. Says so at the end of the lesson. Also, this is our last lesson before we start review again tomorrow. So please subscribe so you don't miss any of this. I am as God created me. This is such a significant lesson, and it will yet be repeated again in part 1 of the workbook in this exact same form. So obviously, if we are being given this exact lesson in this exact form 3 times in part 1 of the workbook, it must be significant. We have already had this lesson in other times, but not exactly as in this form with this title. Lesson 40 was that I am blessed as a son of God, and that was sort of a precursor, a hint in our first 50 of where are we going. I'm blessed as a son of God. So it's a very short step into I am blessed as a son of God to I am as God created me. It makes perfect sense. It weaves together beautifully. This lesson, today's lesson, and it has a repetitive phrase in the second paragraph, and the repetitive phrase is, it is enough. This one lesson, it is enough. To go into the lesson, we will repeat today's idea from time to time, as we already have, for this one thought, and everything begins as a thought and doesn't leave its source, would be enough to save you and the world if you believed it's true. Save the world. The salvation of the world depends on me. It depends on me believing that I am as God created me. Can I believe that? This is a truth that is far beyond what my small-minded self could ever encounter or consider to be true. But in truth, it is real and it is enough. The truth, to accept this truth would mean that you've made no changes to yourself that have reality, nor changed the universe so that what God created was replaced by fear and evil, misery and death. If I am as God created me and I accept that, no changes can ever come to the perfect child of God. The sinless, guiltless, perfect child of God remains exactly as she was created from the mind of her Father, the source, our creator, great spirit, celestial parent. If you remain as God created you, fear has no meaning, evil is not real, and misery and death do not exist, because none of those are attributes of our Father and of our creation. Today's idea, therefore, is all you need to let complete correction, total and complete healing of our mind. It will never fall backwards into the fearful dreams of the ego. Complete correction, total unity, total unification of all minds, because if I accept this as true, my mind is touching all of the others of the sonship, and they too will heal with me. There is no separation. Complete correction to heal your mind and give you perfect vision that will heal all the mistakes that any mind has made at any time or place. It is enough. It is enough to heal the past and make the future free. It's enough to let the present be accepted as it is. It is enough to let time be the means for all the world to learn, escape from time, that we step into the timelessness that is our truth. And every change that time appears to bring in passing by, we are no longer, as yesterday's lesson spoke of, we are no longer will feel the effects that time brings to our body self. we will be past that. We will have healed our mind that believed that that change was possible, because in truth it is not. The truth in if you remain as God created you, appearances cannot replace the truth. Health cannot turn to sickness, nor can death be substitute for life or fear for love. Again, all of those attributes of ego mind are completely gone. We are, again, recognizing our unity with our Father, and we are recognizing the healing power of today's idea, which brings us to the awareness that indeed we are limitless, because I am as God created me. To accept I am as God created me, that is the birthplace of all miracles. All miracles, when I accept who I really am, who we are, the great restorer of the truth to the awareness of the world. Here is the Christ child. Here is the extension of the mind of God. Here is your true self. We are still doing the first 5 minutes of every hour. And it says, practice today's idea with gratitude. This is the truth that comes to set you free. This is the truth that God has promised you. This is the word in which all sorrow ends. The first 5 minutes, and we are given the lines to use to go into our practice, that I am as God created me. His son, his child, can suffer nothing, and I am his child. Now, when we had this lesson first in 94, it was our lines that we used for practice were, I am as God created me. I am his son, his child, eternally. We can use those as well if you want to blend them together. Obviously, they do blend together. This is the statement. This is the statement that will heal all minds when we plant it firmly within our mind. And now it says to seek him within you, who is the Christ in you, the anointed one, the child of God, and brother to the world, the Savior who has been forever saved, with power to save whoever touches him, however lightly, asking for the word that tells him he is brother unto him. So again, we go to the pebble in the pond and we allow this beautiful message, this truth of who we are, to spread out and touch other minds and other hearts, that they may know who they are, even if they only have a glimmering of awakening or none at all. We will help to save them. This will be the healing of their mind with ours. We cannot do it alone. We must give so that we may receive. So seek him today and find him. He will be your Savior from all idols you have made. For when you find him, you will understand how worthless are your idols and how false the images which you believed were you. We are not anything that we made and we seek and we see outside of us. Deep in our mind is the Holy Christ in us, waiting for our acknowledgement, and waiting for your acknowledgement as you, for us to know who we are and to indeed claim that we are one with. Today is a great advance to truth, letting idols go and opening our hands and hearts and minds to God today. So we will remember God throughout the day. We will say this as often as possible. Yes, we have the 5 minutes of each hour, but how often can we let just that thought come through our awareness to say, I am as God created me. We are forming those beautiful pathways that of oneness and of the realization of who we really are. There is one of us, and I see that oneness within my brother. I see it within myself. I see it when I realize that indeed I am as God created me. And as the beginning said, this one thought, there is one. There is one thought. There is one self. There is one word that we need today, one world that we will see today, one creator, one child. We are using the namaste greeting as it is meant to be, which is, I bow to the divine in you, and in you I see the recognition of your divinity. And that's it for today, and I hope it helped. Beautiful lesson. Tomorrow we go into 10 days of review, so we'll do the introduction, because you know I love them. And so please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment, please smile. I hope you are filled with as much joy as I am. And smile and breathe into this one beautiful lesson and into your one self. Namaste.